be bravery and commitment needed through the water. But if you dive in too quickly, like former world champion Peter Solberg in 2004, then the consequences are dire. Rally over.
Can't believe it.
The fans love it here, and they flock to the event in huge numbers. Up to 2 million spectators clog the roads leading out to the stages. And when they get there, they set up camp for the weekend, laying claim to the best vantage points. After a couple of tarmac events, we're back on the loose stuff, and that means Marcus Gronholm is back on his favourite surface. This is the first of 3 gravel rallies in a row, giving him his best chance of closing the gap on championship leader Sebastian Loeb.
Back onto the gravel and a good chance to beat Sebastian Loeb now.
Yeah, I think so. It's a good chance, and we will see.
Loeb has won the last 3 rallies, including those on his favourite surface, the tarmac of Corsica and Spain. So he comes to round 6 of the championship with a healthy 11-point lead. Remember, it's 10 points for winning a rally, so it could have a bearing on his tactics here.
We will start first on the road, and I think it can be difficult because it's a lot of sand and gravel. It's really slippery for the moment, so we'll see. I will try to push, to drive as fast as I can, and I will see what's possible to do.
Third place Daniel Sordo has virtually no experience of the conditions or stages in Argentina, so this will be a real test of his emerging talent. Fourth place Manfred Stoll is celebrating his 100th WRC drive, and we'll be catching up with him a little later in the programme. Plus, blink and you'll miss it, we look at the 100% concentration needed to succeed in the world's most demanding motorsport. We see how the fans flocking to the countryside bring a Latin American carnival atmosphere to the roaring rush of the World Rally Championship. Those fans have got 22 stages to look forward to over 3 days up in the mountains in the centre of Argentina, near the city of Córdoba, where the rally is based. The country's second city has its share of Spanish colonial architecture and a population of 1.2 million. And it's in the city where the rally gets underway, with 2 new super specials in Córdoba Stadium, which is packed to the rafters with 40,000 excited fans. And amongst the spectators as the early cars go out are some of the world's best drivers. Peter Solberg wins the first of the 2 runs. He's desperate for a good result here. So far the season's brought little joy and much discouragement to the former world champion. Marcus Gronholm and Sebastian Loeb race head-to-head in the Super Special. Duelling here in the stadium as they fought each other for supremacy in the World Championship standings this season. They're head and shoulders above the rest.
Oikein nopea ahdas.
And it's Gronholm who's fastest in the second run, taking the overall rally lead at this early stage. Ahead of Solberg, Loeb, and fourth teammate Mikko Hirvonen. It's one thing to beat Loeb in the Super Specials, but what Solberg and Gronholm need to prove is that they can beat him over the long stages. The championship leader first to test the conditions. Let's find out what they're like from commentator
Well, we're here a few months earlier than normal and arriving at the end of summer. The gravel surface is much drier and the sand is softer, which could mean that the weighted roads and the rocks pulled onto the top layer. Oh, that's an early mistake by the world champion. A very tight first gear corner, but he lost the back end of the Sahara. The road's so narrow, he's going to lose several seconds if he points it back in the right direction. So, the first who could benefit from that error is Marcus Gronholm, currently the Frenchman's closest championship rival.
200.
A winner here in 2003, the Finn is perfectly at home on the gravel of Argentina. And some of these faster flowing sections are not dissimilar to the Ford drivers' home event in Finland.
250.
Gronholm is attacking
Vasen
hard here.
pitkä nopea.
Backward load, who's now nearing the end of this test.
Attention, gauche sans plus.
Flat out through the finish boards here, and that's stage 3 clear. Well, let's catch up with the Frenchman. He must be frustrated after that early mistake.
Had a stupid spin in a hairpin in first gear. When I pushed the throttle, the car went sideways a lot, and I had to stop the engine, reverse, go. I lost stupidly a lot of time.
The world champion rattled then early on in Argentina, and as Gronholm appears through the mist, can he take advantage? Just a few bends to come on this blisteringly quick finish to the stage, and Gronholm is clearly enjoying himself. Flat out in 6th gear, and it's looking good.
100, miinus. Ja oikea eri. 200.
He's definitely going to be quicker. There's the yellow boards. Finish line coming up.
Vasen hidas.
Yes, a good start for Marcus. Nearly 13 seconds faster already.
My wipers are broken, so I hope no rain anymore.
Marcus, a great stage time. You complain about the wipers, but a great start.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, I have no wipers now, so I have to try to fix them, because if it's raining, I am in big
Trouble for those two, but Petter Solberg had a clear run and a fast one. He wins the stage and retakes the rally lead, 8 seconds ahead of Gronholm. Manfred Stoll, only 6th after the super specials, is second fastest on this first long stage, rising to 3rd place overall. And Petter's teammate Chris Atkinson is similarly upwardly mobile. He dramatically improves his position with the 3rd fastest time on stage 3, climbing from 10th up to 4th. Chris only managed 9th place on his Argentinian debut last year, but with the gear in the works team behind him, the Australian's eager to get some strong points finishes. Mikko Hirvonen is complaining about the car's setup. He's shown promise this season, but has yet to turn that into consistent results. He's 5th. Just behind him is Xavier Paulus, and his illustrious teammate Loeb. So confirmation of how dearly Loeb paid for that spin, down there in 7th behind Pons, with Gigi Gali 8th. At the top of the leaderboard, and eager to stay there, Petter Solberg with Gronholm 2nd and Stoll in the final podium place. With just one long stage out of the way, you can already sense that Argentina demands absolute concentration. Two of the world's best explain to us how eyes and brain must be completely focused.
When it's going fast, I look quite far away already, but on the slow part, then you look just in the front, there is stones inside, and so, but when it's fast, then it's different.
I'm listening to the notes of Daniel, and looking in the fast place, I think looking wide and far, and in the slow places, just looking on the side, on the rocks and everything on the road.
Are you saying really it comes naturally to you?
Yes. I think it's better not to think to what you are looking, because if you begin with that, it will be difficult.
Seb mentioned pace notes. With 22 stages here in Argentina, the co-drivers too have to be completely focused, delivering the notes clearly, accurately and at the correct point. The driver's trust is absolute. They're under such pressure they don't have time to blink, let alone think.
Sometimes I just want to change my braking balance. It's impossible. Just to have the time to touch the button and to turn it. I cannot do it, and I cannot concentrate on something else. For me, it's logical to, when I want to put more on the rear, I just have to turn on the right. But in the stage, I don't know, it's impossible. I don't have the time to think really on it.
Are you aware that when you look in the onboard cameras, the pictures of your faces, none of you ever blink for ages and ages? You never shut your eyes. You're all completely wired. I mean, that must be very tiring. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, people have told me that before as well, that I am never blinking. I don't think about it. I'm just, keeping the eyes open.
On average, people blink once every 5 seconds. But just watch Marcus. You can see on that line where you'd expect him to blink every 5 seconds or so.
7. Oikeeri pyöree. Jatko-oikeeri miinusahdas. Toista miinusahdas. Ja vasen eri jouhee. 5. Oikein
Over the
nopea.
course of that 15-minute stage, you'd normally blink 180 times if you weren't concentrating on driving a rally car. Marcus blinked just 24 times. If you don't blink, you feel more fatigue. So that, added to the intense concentration and the physical effort, gives some indication how immensely tiring rally is.
Okay, a little bit tiring, yes. In the end of the day, I am quite tired, of course, because I have to concentrate just on the driving, and then yeah, it is.
Argentina packs in all the challenges faced on the WRC's gravel roads into just one event. It's notoriously difficult. It's an event on which worldly wise drivers tend to perform better. So it's time for Petter Solberg to show his stuff.
In 20, turn 4 left minus, tightens narrow. 6 right minus.
Not.
6 left plus of a crest.
Instead, his jinx continues.
Right plus,
That impact with the gate post may not have lost him time, but it may well have dented his confidence as well as his bodywork. And worse is to come.
6 left plus.
That sound is the sound of a tyre disintegrating. It translates directly to lost seconds and for Solberg to a lost rally lead.
Short ball left plus. Don't cut narrow, 6 right minus long.
The noise of the rubber tapping against the car is enough to distract you.
And 6 right plus long, 40.
Worse is the knowledge that it's dragging you down the leaderboard.
Left plus half long, 15.
As Petter's luck falls apart, Seb's is returning. He's put that early spin behind him and is making headway. Fast through the water, and a quick recovery on the way out. He wins 2 of the 3 stages and climbs 5 places to second, just under 13 seconds behind the new rally leader, Marcus Gronholm. Loeb's teammate Xavier Pons was running well, outshining and outperforming the team's new golden boy Danny Sordo for a change. But from blazing through the stages, Chevy unfortunately finds himself blazing on the stage. Driver and co-driver hurry out of the car to investigate. An off led to a broken wishbone which severed the fuel line. Pons ran out of fuel and leaking petrol caused the fire. Here's some initiative. Making use of what's at hand, they try throwing handfuls of dirt on the flames to put out the fire. Rally over for them, and trouble for the next car on the stage. Chris Atkinson.
Then 2 right. Stop. Go round.
He has to manoeuvre round the Zara, losing time as he does so. Meanwhile, Solberg has stopped on the road section between the stages to try to make repairs following that puncture, as if elbow grease and effort can turn the tide of his luck. But he isn't the only one suffering from punctures. Same noise, same problem. Manfred Stoll, who was third, is now sliding down the leaderboard. That rear wheel is running on the rim. All of which is good news for Gigi Gali. The Italian in his Pirelli-backed Peugeot has climbed to 5th place overall, ahead of Henning Solberg, now the leading OMV Peugeot driver. And what of Kronos Citroen's new golden boy, Danny Sordo? Despite finishing 4th in the gravel of Mexico, he's more familiar with time, and his quickly Argentina is proving a challenge. He's 9th. Just ahead of young Matthew Wilson in the Stobart VK Ford, making his Argentinian debut. So this is how the leaderboard looks now. A new leader in Marcus Gronholm. Sebastian Loeb up to 2nd, and Solberg now 3rd. Manfred Stoll's tyre troubles mean he's dropped down to 7th place overall. And those water splashes have been taking their toll as well. Water causing all sorts of problems for Gronholm's Focus. A frantic service for his mechanics as the clock ticks away. It's a nerve-wracking time for the driver.
It's okay, but we have a little bit problem with the car now, so I hope we will have time to fix it. It will be very tight.
What is the problem?
I don't exactly know. With the hydraulic something.
Time penalties coming your way, do you think?
Can be. Can happen, yes.
The sheer power of the impact with the water forced off the rubber protection from sensors and valves onto the car, which meant that the electronics and hydraulics weren't working properly. It proved a big job to change all those damaged parts. Close, but they get out in time. No penalties. Plenty of work going on in the Subaru area too. Solberg unwilling to talk about his morning's problems, but keen to battle on.
Still in the rally though, you're third. You can perhaps win this if you push.
Yeah, I will try. You just have to have a clean run, and it looked good after the first stage this morning, but not after.
His car needing more than cosmetic surgery before Petter can return to face his public on stage. And another car caught out by the conditions. Nothing left of the rubber on this wheel of Manfred Sol's 307. This is a much rougher rally than it looks. Back out to the Sierras and straight to another water splash. The fans love the river crossings and gather in their thousands, turning the quiet mountains into a noisy pleasure park. After those tight, intense minutes in service, perhaps Marcus will back off through the water. A little more trepidation that time. Better to be safe than sorry.
Ja oikein hidas kivi sisällä.
Second place Sebastian Loeb wins the stage, but Marcus still has an 8-second lead. Having won the first 2 rounds and finished on the podium in the previous 2 rounds, Marcus is well placed to challenge Loeb, but he does need to better the Frenchman here.
Oikein eri jouheen. 7 ja oikein.
So it's all set up for stage 8, second run through Cavilla. Grandstands full to bursting with fans ready to witness high speeds and 100% commitment. So let's get straight to the action on stage 8.
So the fans are ready and eagerly waiting for the arrival of world champion Sebastian Loeb, who's been back to his imperious best since that rare error this morning. Here he comes on a big slide after that crest. He's attacking hard to make up that 8 seconds on Marcus Grönholm. Sebastian is in pursuit of his 4th consecutive victory. And through these fast flowing bends, he's looking typically composed and tidy, picking the perfect line, ensuring he carries as much speed from one corner to the next. He's looking ominously quick through here. Marcus Grönholm, though, desperately needs to keep Loeb behind to get his championship challenge back on track. Off he goes then, and this is certainly becoming another intriguing battle between these two. Ford's number 1 completely focused as always.
Vasemmalle 4 oikein nopea, 4. Ja vasen nopea yli nypyn.
He didn't look quite as fast though over that crest as Loeb did just now. But these slippery conditions this year have certainly not affected the Finns' rhythm. Oh, but there seems to be a problem here. There's something seriously wrong with the focus. The car has ground to a halt and the engine's stopped.
We are stuck in the stage, in the middle of the corner. Suddenly, engine stalled and now we cannot move the car at all. Now we lock the diff and we can move a little bit again.
Co-driver Timo Rautiainen there delivering the bad news to the team, and unbelievably not for the first time this year, it appears mechanical failure is going to destroy Grönholm's challenge for victory. Well, with Marcus out of contention, it once again falls on former leader Petter Solberg to take the challenge back to Loeb, who should now take over the rally lead following Grönholm's departure.
620, 6 right minus half.
The Subaru driver was 8.3 seconds behind Loeb when he began this stage. And with the lead now up for grabs, he's pushing hard to the finish. Not quite, he's 3 tenths slower than Loeb through here, but there's still plenty of time to mount another challenge for the lead. Mikko Hirvonen, meanwhile, is now Ford's main hope of success following his teammates' problems. He should benefit from Gronholm's misfortune to move into a podium place, but there's a skidder for the Finn 2 on this stage. He's reported brake problems and is down to 3 cylinders by the end of the test. But it doesn't seem to have affected his performance too much. He's only 5.4 seconds off the pace.
So, problems for Mikko, but he's still in a podium position behind Petter Solberg and leader Sebastian Loeb. Gigi Gali's up to 4th, and Primoz Citroen's Daniel Sordo has made it into a point-scoring position. But on the road section going to stage 9, Mikko's troubles become terminal. It's the 3rd time mechanical problems have cost him the chance to fight for a podium position.
Every time you get into 3rd place, it's like a curse.
Yeah, I think I just need to try to get solid finishes with 6th and 7th, and we won't have any problems. But I can't believe it. There's always something.
Have you broken some mirrors recently?
I might now.
Hirvonen's unfortunate demise promotes Gigi Gali into 3rd, a remarkable position on only his 2nd ever rally in a 307. The Italian says the car's much better than he'd expected on gravel. After finishing 9th in Corsica on tarmac, he will have high hopes here. Petter Solberg's now 2nd and he wins stage 9, but instead of closing in on leader Loeb, the unlucky Norwegian actually loses ground, having picked up a 10-second penalty for being late into the stage. The final stage win of the day falls to Manfred Stoll, a fitting way for the Austrian to celebrate his 100th rally. Stoll's only the 3rd current driver to have competed in 100 rallies. His debut was back in 1991 on the Ivory Coast. 2001 saw his first WRC event, and he claimed his first WRC podium with a 2nd place in Cyprus last year. He now has 3 podium finishes to his name. And joining the 100 club is another proud record for the Austrian. Of the drivers involved this season, only Marcus Gronholm with 126 starts and Harry Rovanperä with 108 have driven more events than Stoll. But it took Manfred 15 years to earn his first full drive, this season with OMP Peugeot. 2006 started well with a 4th place finish in Monte and a strong 3rd place in Mexico. Since then, though, life's not been quite so easy for the Austrian, with somewhat disappointing results on the tarmac of Spain and France.
Yeah, I mean, we know on tarmac we don't test it so much, so we was not quite in the base, but the Rally World Championship is not so much tarmac event, so we concentrate on the gravel events, and right now we are in the base, and the result comes from alone then. Before the season, when we signed the contract, everyone says this is a mistake and you cannot go on that car, and now I proved that this was wrong, the people's, and that makes me quite happy, and I hope the season will continue like this.
A 4th career podium would really make this 100th rally special. Possibility, surely.
Everything is possible, but everything means also we can retire or some more tires can broken.
Well, there's the optimistic Stoll in 4th place. His teammate Henning Solberg just behind him. Danny Sordo's up to 6th, Chris Atkinson's 7th, and young Brit Matthew Wilson is now in the points. He, of course, the only Ford on the leaderboard, with both cars from the manufacturer 1 team dropping out this afternoon. So the day ends with double disappointment for BP Ford and a hefty helping of frustration for Finn Marcus Gronholm. He'll be back in the rally tomorrow, but for tonight he can only regret a lost opportunity.
You seem to have some bad luck on occasion, but Sebastian always seems to have good luck. I mean, what's the difference between you and him?
I don't know. I don't know why it's like this always. It has been difficult. Difficult that he is just running, he has no problem with his car and he is just going on it. Maybe it will change someday.
You seem quite frustrated about that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit frustrating, yes.
WRC Argentina demands absolute commitment. Hitting water at the wrong angle at 120 kilometers per hour packs the same punch as driving into a brick wall, but there's no time to take it gently. After the problems caused by water early on day 1, though, Marcus Gronholm does back off on the second run, in comparison to the confident Sebastian Loeb. Virtual spectator clearly shows how much time a minute hesitation costs. Argentina punishes any lack of commitment. It's not just the water splashes that provide dramatic action and demand complete conviction. But land wrongly from a big jump and your car's a wreck, you'll rally over. But no one's easing off. Rallying takes guts, and over the jumps on day one, Mikko Hirvonen had the courage of a lion, compared to a more cautious Chris Atkinson. Argentina also involves fast sections, almost as fast as Finland's famous roads. Foot to the floor action. Sebastian Loeb reaches 165 kilometers per hour on the stages through the Sierras. Anyone without the commitment to keep on the pace is out of the race. And you have to keep the speed up round the corners too. Just watch Daniel Sordo, who's only had one brief outing here and is happier on tarmac. And Matthew Wilson, a newcomer to Argentina. And now witness Petter Solberg's nerves of steel. Now that is a power slide. And all of this high-octane action, remember, with ruts and rocks on the bluff roads, all of which can cause serious damage. So let's get straight back to the action on day two, concentrating on the battle between Sebastian Loeb and Petter Solberg for the rally lead, and the contest between Gigi Gali and Manfred Stoll for third.
Well, overnight rain means very wet and muddy conditions and deep water splashes this morning. And there's one such crossing ahead for Stoll. Whoa, that was a big impact. He carried a lot of speed into that water splash. That might well dent his confidence as well as his car. The damage looks mainly cosmetic, mainly piece of bodywork above the front left wheel. But any delay, of course, provides a chance for Gigi Gali to extend his 13-second advantage over Stoll.
Sinistra 6, lunghezza 50, diventa 5 secca su Dossino, 50, 80.
Oh, a bit of a scare there for the Italian too. He only just regained control of his Pirelli-backed Peugeot 307. That was a scary moment. So, both drivers involved in this battle for third, having their own dramas, but which of them has made the best recovery? There's Gali's target time that he needs to match to stay in front.
50.
He appears to have backed off after that scare. But he's done it. He holds on to third, but he did lose some time. He's now just 4.1 seconds ahead. So what about Solberg and his efforts to chase down the rally leader? He's really going for it. The split times show he was very quick over the early part of this stage. But he's struggling a little towards the end. We're hearing the paddle shift that controls his gears has snapped. Next up on stage 11, world champion Sebastian Loeb. Conditions are clearly worse than yesterday.
Les fermes 90-3, pas corde.
Just look at the puddles and mud here. This looks more like Wales Rally GB in British winter than a late summer Rally Argentina.
Pose 4 moins vers léger, droite sur frein pour 70 mètres, gauche
The
sur frein
surface is extremely slippery, and this is a very high-speed section. To times like this, the Frenchman proves why he is the best in the business.
Ouvre et ferme 122 freins pour gauche 110. Et attention, gauche 134 moins frein jette, pour droite 80 plus pas corde.
Well, Loeb has won 4 of the 10 stages so far in this rally, but he's only leading courtesy of Solberg's puncture on day 1 and the 10-second time penalty the Norwegian subsequently suffered after arriving late to a stage. When Loeb concerned, Loeb, he's the ultimate professional and any wins are
200 mètres, bosse 6. Bosse 6 et ciel sur attention 50 mètres. Long droite ferme 140 long frein.
Another huge jump from
frein pour
Sebastian
40
there.
mètres,
This
droite
is
110.
spectacular stuff. And classic Rally Argentina.
80 mètres. Gauche 120.
Through
Et
the early
ça
part of
monte
the
sur
stage, he
attention
was actually
50
3
mètres.
seconds down on Solberg, but he's
50
nearing the
mètres,
finish
attention.
now. Let's see
Droite
if the gap between them is
90
closing.
en ciel. Et ciel sur attention droite 130.
No, Loeb is 3 seconds quicker. He made up a lot of time on his rival there.
As for Petter Solberg, more misfortune and more roadside repairs. This time the task demands a delicate touch. The Norwegian dexterously taping together that broken paddle. Almost as good as new. The paddle gear shift makes gear changes in a rally car much faster than you or I experience with our road cars, and it's vital when you consider that they make 15 gear changes a minute on average. That's 3,300 over the course of the rally. Here's Petter's teammate Chris Atkinson to explain how it works.
We have a paddle here, we pull back to go up and push away to go down. It's quite light because it's all sensor operated, and we just have to push this lever. You can do it with one finger if you want. The numbers come up on the screen, 1 to 6. It's a 6-speed gearbox, and then to select reverse we have a switch down here which we can do from any gear actually. It can jump from 6th, and if you put it into reverse you can do it straight away, but you don't want to do that on the move. If we have any problems, we have to disconnect a sensor, and the gearbox goes into an automatic mode where it shifts like your standard automatic car, and you can get through the stage.
When Petter's paddle snapped, he was actually ahead of Loeb on that first sector of the stage, but instead he ended the stage dropping time to his rival. And he was left trying to shift with just the stump of it, a very awkward movement. At least it hasn't cost Petter his position. He stays second, but Sebastian Loeb's lead is now nearly 23 seconds. Gigi Garli's only 4 seconds ahead of Manfred Stoll. Henning Solberg, Danny Sordo, Chris Atkinson and Matthew Wilson complete the top 8. On stage 12, Solberg drops more time, but he can't blame the paddle shift. Instead, the team had selected the wrong tyre compound for the muddy conditions. And this tactical error is even more damaging. Petter's 24.5 seconds slower than rally leader Loeb and now trails him by nearly 50 seconds. Back in service, there's more work for the Subaru mechanics and deliberations to come from team and driver about the best tyre choice for the afternoon. Solberg's had another difficult morning, starting with that snapped paddle shift.
The gear lever broke into the water splash, and when I jumped into 4th gear, so I was stopped in the water splash, so it was a little bit difficult. And I had a short piece like this to change on, so it was very, very difficult. So I was leading with 3 seconds on Loeb, and I lost a lot of time to the finish. And then prepare it after the stage, almost the same.
Do you think without all these problems you could have been leading the rally?
You never know, but we had the wrong tyre choice, and that's how it is. We lost too much time.
Meanwhile, in that battle for third, Manfred Stoll had one spin in stage 12, another in stage 13, and he's also experienced a loss of power. That means he falls further behind Gigi Garli and eventually loses 4th place to his teammate, Henning Solberg. The Norwegian's first taste of Argentina wasn't the best. His luggage didn't make it. So, in his co-driver's clothes, he's making the best of things. And it's paying off, a solid display, despite the poor visibility.
5 høyre pluss, halvlang 200.
Daniel Sordo was in 6th place, but because Chris Atkinson was held up by the stricken Xavier Pons back on stage 6, Subaru appealed, and the stewards have given him a new time, which promotes the Australian above the Spaniard, with a tiny 2.1 second lead. So this is how it stands going into one of the rally's signature stages. Atkinson has taken 6th place at the expense of Sordo. Henning Solberg's now in 4th place ahead of Manfred Stoll. At the top, Sebastian Loeb's lead almost a minute from Petter Solberg. Another pilgrimage into the mountains for the rally fans who are heading up to Santa Rosa de Calamuchita, a WRC classic. The organisers expected 2 million spectators to converge in the mountains around Cordoba over the course of the weekend, and this is one of the stages many will have been eager to see.
Argentina, 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 Argentina.
The fans create a special atmosphere in the Sierras, and they're promised a real spectacle in return. Here's our commentator, Paul King.
The man they'll be cheering on is Spaniard Daniel Sordo, who's now 2.1 seconds behind Chris Atkinson, so he'll have to push even harder to regain the place. Oh dear, well this isn't going to help his efforts. Get your timing slightly wrong at such high speeds, and this is the result. It only seemed like a small mistake, but just look how long it takes to get going again. It's painful to watch, but that's over 11 seconds down the drain, as well as the lost momentum and rhythm.
40, derecha 5, derecha 5.
Well, Sordo's spin allows Atkinson the luxury of concentrating on avoiding mistakes rather than needing a full attack to hold on to 6.
Break 45 right, anti along 430.
He'll definitely be extending his advantage here. The question is, by how much?
60. Hug long, 8 left minus, open, 40.
Well, the Finnish boards are fast approaching, and I'm sure he's done more than enough to keep the position.
And 8 right, then.
Yes, he's now 21.8 seconds ahead, so delight for Atkinson, and it's been a frustrating couple of hours for Sordo. Further ahead in fourth, meanwhile, is Henning Solberg. He's doing all he can to hold off his teammate Manfred Stoll.
Slett 6 venstre åpner, optim. 4 venstre pluss over krøn. Til break over vann. 50. Ikke kutt, kort 5 venstre.
The thousands of fans around this famous water splash clearly enjoying the display here.
Til 6 venstre pluss 80. Kort 6 venstre min til 6 høyre pluss 60. Line til 2 venstre pluss.
Oh, that was a huge impact. How he stayed on the road is beyond me. It's so easy to be caught out by these unforgiving rocks, and he was incredibly fortunate not to roll there. Unsurprisingly, there is damage to the front right of the car, but there's no time to back off after that. Any delay could be punished with Stoll close behind. Well, he's cleared the stage in one piece, but that brush with disaster must have rattled the Norwegian. Let's hear what he's got to say.
It was a big rock in the middle of the road, maybe 160, 70 kilometers. The car went straight up and into the wood. This is scary pictures.
Well, scary for Henning, but the fans are loving every minute, and Stoll is next onto stage 15. The experienced Austrian began this stage just 7 seconds behind Solberg, so a real opportunity to get back into fourth position. There's the time needed to move ahead of his teammate, and with the Finnish boards fast approaching, he's going to fall just short. He'll be quicker on the stage, but it's not enough. Solberg hangs on to fourth for now.
Manfred cleared stage.
So, Henning Solberg and Manfred Stoll still 4th and 5th respectively. Chris Atkinson's pulled away from 7th place Daniel Sordo. No change at the top of the leaderboard. Gigi Gali remains 3rd. Petter Solberg and Sebastian Loeb both say they're holding their positions, not taking any risks. But over the final 3 stages of the day, rally leader Loeb really doesn't look as if he's backing off. Stages 16 and 17 are as fast as anything on the calendar. Even so, the Frenchman's lead is trimmed by Solberg. It's still a pretty healthy one, though. He ends the day 43 seconds ahead. Gigi Ghali's holding firm in that final podium position. His career best finish is 4th, so it'll mean a lot to the Italian if he can keep this up on day 3. A minute behind him, Henning Solberg's continuing to stay in front of Manfred Stoll.
60, line til 4 venstre.
The determination shows on stage 16, his first WRC stage win. And all the more remarkable as it was a dead heat with his younger brother, Petter. Subaru's Chris Atkinson has been extending his advantage over Daniel Sordo in 7th place. The Australian now 41 seconds ahead of the Spaniard. And there's a new name on the leaderboard. That is the only Argentine amongst the WRC entries, Luis Perez Compact. The home fans enjoying seeing Logan improve his pace, and especially enjoying the fact he's overhauled his British teammate Matthew Wilson to take 8th place. He used his local knowledge to good effect in the fog this morning.
Y 30 derecha de media, menos por adentro.
And young Matthew was warned by his father, Malcolm Wilson, not to try to match the Argentine in those conditions.
Tres mejor.
Compact was an impressive 6th on his home event in 2004. This year may not be quite as good, but it's still a strong display. And with only a 13th place finish to his name so far this season, his performance here in Argentina must be encouraging.
50 izquierda de nada, menos por adentro.
Day 2 stages are over, but the drama continues into the evening as the stewards give Chris Atkinson a 1-minute penalty for speeding in the service park earlier in the day, and that hands 6th place back to Daniel Sordo. Remember how miserable Marcus Stromholm was at the end of day 1? Well, today he's climbed from 18th to 10th, and at least he can see the funny side of it now. The water has caused some of his problems, but now they can smile. But the biggest smile at the end of the rally could belong to Daniel Elena. A win with Sebastian Loeb here will have an extra special meaning for him. The final day of Rally Argentina, just 42 kilometres to go, and Sebastian Loeb and Daniel Elena have a lead of 43 seconds. If they go on to win, Elena will be level on 24 victories with the most successful co-driver of all time, Luis Moya. All Elena's wins have come alongside Loeb, the first in Germany 2002. Having won the World Championship for the first time in 2004, 2005 proved to be a record-breaking season with a total of 10 wins across the year, culminating of course in their second world title. And they've already won 3 rallies this year. So what makes a good co-driver?
You only need to look at the inboard cameras of Sebastian and listen to Daniel. It sounds to me like music.
3 cm, droite 140 court étroit. 350 mètres.
C'est plus à l'épaule.
Ouais.
Some other co-drivers, they read the notes on a flat line. Daniel, I can see he reads, change the tone, and probably because Sebastian likes it like that.
I think it's because we are driving together since a long time now, since '98, and so we get on very well, and he knows what I want, what I need, and for me it's the same.
The co-driver should be involved in everything, and the co-driver should take care all the pressure away from the driver as much as he can, to make sure that the driver is relaxed.
So strong is their relationship that wherever Loeb goes, on or off the stages, there you'll find Elena too.
It's just here. It's my co-driver.
Daniel, he phones me when he finishes a rally and he wins Luis. I'm just 1 short now. He phoned me the last one and he said, well, the day that we are equal, you have to offer me a meal. He said it's going to be in Argentina, but he said no, it's not going to be in Argentina.
It seems like Daniel made a rare mistake with that prediction. Just 4 stages stand between him and that 24th WRC victory. But the first of those 4 stages is the daunting Mina Clavero, another fan's favourite. And one of the fans' favourite drivers is about to start day 3. Sebastian Loeb will be encouraged by the news that second-place Petter Solberg is having problems with his power steering. The Norwegian had been nibbling away at his lead throughout day 2. Despite Solberg's reported difficulties, Loeb drops another 7 seconds on stage 19. But lower down the leaderboard, there are 3 very close battles. One involving young Brit Matthew Wilson in 9th, who's trying to catch teammate Luis Perez Compact for his first points finish. He narrows the margin to just 3 seconds. Another duel involves Subaru's Chris Atkinson. The 1 minute time penalty he picked up yesterday means he starts the final day trailing Danny Sordo by less than 20 seconds. He's nearly 9 seconds quicker on stage 19 and takes another 9 on stage 20. That means that going into the Super Specials, he's only 1.1 seconds behind. Between stages 19 and 20, yet more repairs on the run for Petter Solberg. He doesn't know if it's power steering or differentials that are failing.
If it's the power steering or the front, if it's completely locked, or I'm not sure.
You have bad luck on this rally, don't you?
Yeah, but we're still second, so... But still, I wanted to win.
In 5th place, Manfred Stoll starts the day with proof of his determination to overhaul his teammate Henning Solberg. He wins the classic Mina Clavero stage. A great drive by the Austrian. He destroys Henning, beating the Norwegian by 27 seconds. With that, Stoll retakes 4th place and he extends his lead over Solberg to nearly 57 seconds on El Condor. Gigi Gali in 3rd is desperate for his first podium finish. And the pressure of ensuring that no mistakes threaten his position seems to be making it hard for him to find his rhythm this morning. He drops 44 seconds to his rivals over the course of stages 19 and 20. But he still has enough of a margin that, barring disaster, the Italian will get that career best finish. Even so, he's really feeling the threat of the flying Manfred Stoll.
I'm starting very, 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 very slowly. I don't want to make any mistake, but, you know, Manfred, like that.
As for Petter Solberg, whatever problems he had on Mina Clavero don't seem to halve his chances on El Condor, which he wins, taking another 7 seconds out of Loeb's lead. So Loeb's rally lead is cut to 33 seconds. But then he does only have to defend his position for another 4.5 kilometres. The Frenchman has driven, as he usually does, an impeccable rally. There don't seem to be any weaknesses for his rivals to exploit.
Thousands of fans packed into the Cordoba Stadium are ready for the big finale. And as if to prove the points that you can't relax in rallying until you've crossed the finish line, Henning Solberg's event has ended with a broken clutch. The 5-minute time penalty sees him fall to 7th. The late drama too for Louis Perez Companc. The local driver stalled on the start line, which could be disastrous for the Ford driver, as he has just 3 seconds in hand on Matthew Wilson. So a terrific opportunity for the young Brit to take advantage and claim his best ever finish of 8th, and he doesn't disappoint. And the youngest driver in the WRC will be delighted with that. Onto that fight for what is now 5th after Henning Solberg's problem, and Sordo is giving it everything. Atkinson can only stand and watch. There's no margin for error around this tight, twisty circuit, but Danny is showing terrific commitment here. There's his target time. This is looking good. Here come the finish boards. Yes, he's done it. He beat Atkinson by 2.5 seconds over the 2 Super Specials, and Sordo stays ahead. So plenty of drama further down the field, but up front it's been another dominant performance from Sébastien Loeb. With both his main rivals hit by mechanical failures, the world champion Citroën Sara hasn't missed a beat all weekend. No mistakes on the final stage. Loeb's co-driver Daniel Elena equals Louis Moyer's record for 24 co-driver wins, while Loeb himself has only a couple away from Carlos Sainz's record of 26 driver victories. Applause from the thousands of fans, and 2nd place Petter Solberg is the first to congratulate the Frenchman.
Confirmation of the result here in Argentina. Gigi Gali with his first podium finish, and Manfred Stoll with another solid result on his 100th rally. Another 10 points for Loeb, of course, but the man of the moment has to be his co-driver, Daniel Elena, who's equalled Louis Moyer's record of 24 wins with this result.
It's nice. Now I wait for the 25 for just me and with a record, but I'm happy, and it's a record to Luis, and I respect a lot of Luis.
The first best thing I remember from this weekend is that we were competitive with our Xara compared to Ford and Subaru, even on a rally like Argentina, which is very slippery, very difficult.
So, after 6 rounds, Sebastian Loeb already has a 21-point lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship. Petter Solberg now level on points with Manfred Stoll in 4th. And in the manufacturers' standings, Ford just managed to maintain their scoring record, 66 consecutive points finishes, but they only scored 1 and now trail Kronos Citroën by 12 points. Next up, Sardinia, a rough and tumble gravel rally on one of the Mediterranean's most beautiful islands. Sebastian Loeb will hope to repeat last year's win and make it 5 in a row in 2006. He's celebrating his 4th of the season in style here, to the acclaim of a passionate Argentinian crowd. Make sure you keep up to date with all the rally news on WRC.com. And we'll see you again in Sardinia in a couple of weeks' time.
I love you! We are stuck in the stage in the middle of the corner.